Hello, it's Raúl
And Daniela.
from Laughing Gear, and we're staying at the Ponce Plaza Hotel today. We're gonna do a review of the hotel. We're also gonna go to an event at El Candil of a friend of ours that book was written about him. And outside of that, we're just gonna explore around our hometown. Are you looking into doing anything specific?
I'm looking into going to the mall.
Going to the mall and then getting some bread from our favorite Panaderia, Imperial, right? So yeah, so we'll show you a little bit more. We're gonna show more in the video, and we'll see you in a few. As we wait for our check-in, we decided to stop in Melao. Check-in here is very strict. They told us that it was at 4, so we decided to have food before the event. Daniela's having a quesadilla. How is it?
Oh no, my quesadilla.
It's hot and it's moving.
It's hot and it's moving. It's good. It's actually pretty good.
It's good. I'm having a veggie burger. What are you having, Tio? My Tio's with us today. He's having a ham croissant, and Lucy had like a veggie bowl with chicken on it. So she added chicken to it. So yeah, we're just gonna have some food. I shared what we're seeing, and then we'll see if finally we can check in at 4. So we got our room, and we're in room 213. Daniela, do what you do best.
Yes.
Watch out, because the maleta's right behind you. We don't want an accident.
Let's just really quick, not included. Okay, so here we have some hangers and shelves to like put stuff in.
Probably put your shoes, right?
Yeah, put your shoes. Then we have a mirror, so you can look at yourself.
Oh my god, the humidity is so intense that the mirror, look at it, we just open the door and look at that.
Okay, toilet or...
We'll just go
okay.
and then we'll come back.
So here we have another thing to put your book bags on, and also some more storage. Then we have a nice little desk, so you can do all your writing and poetry if you're email. Then we have a chair, just regular chair.
With my bag.
With your bag,
not
included. Then we have a teeny tiny little balcony.
Balcony, right?
Look at how small it is.
I guess you can look outside.
You can look outside.
You wouldn't really want to, with this heat.
Yeah, just better to stay inside.
We have pillows.
Then we have bed, pillows. Only 2 pillows, not very many pillows. Then we have clock, more shelves and stuff, some little lights, and then random piece of artwork.
Yeah, that's representative of El Parque Bombas, which we'll walk around later and see.
Oh.
And then let's see what the bathroom has to
offer. Geez, okay.
The bathroom's almost bigger than the room.
Bro. Okay, so we have mirror, then we have like soap.
Everything seems pretty clean, right?
Yeah, pretty clean. We have more soap, then we have shower.
And thankfully
toilet.
This is for one night.
Yeah. Only 2 towels.
2 towels, that's weird, like 3 towels?
2, yeah.
But there's towels up here though.
Oh, okay, I didn't see those.
Room for floors.
Oh, ooh, we have props.
Wait, maybe we'll move it this way.
We've never done this before. Using the surroundings?
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, the lighting's so great.
So we are playing with the Diasmo. So yeah, this is a room. We are headed over to the event. It's 4:18. The event starts at 4:30, so I'm a little bit late. I'm gonna prepare my camera and we're gonna head out. Tito and Lucy are outside because they're letting us do the video. And yeah, we'll just keep on showing you a little bit of Ponce. And we're just gonna go to the event and talk a little bit more about the book.
Good job, you got
Thank
there.
You. I got it. All right, we'll see you in a few. So we're walking over to El Candil, And yeah, we're gonna go listen over. The book's name is La Historia de un Machetero. The book is based on Juan Segarra Palmel. Many of you understand what the Macheteros organization was in the 70s and to the 80s, 90s, and up to the 2000s. It was founded by Filiberto de Arrio, Juan Segarra Palmel, and a few other individuals. And there was a book written about my friend Juan Segarra, who you've seen here on the channel before, giving advice on manatees and what you can do in Escambron. Yeah, I'll post that video later. And outside of that, yeah, it's a pretty interesting book of how they decided to, in an effort to help Puerto Rico become independent, pretty much take over Wells Fargo, where they were accused of that, right? And Juan Segarra was a political prisoner for Puerto Rico, held by the United States. I think he was in jail quite some time. I'll double check on that. But yeah, we're just gonna listen in and see. I'm gonna get to meet the author. The book I read is pretty good, and I'll post a link to where you can get it. Our clients over at Lemonade, Libro 787, they have the book available. So yeah, so we'll see what else. And in typical Puerto Rican fashion, this is the noise that you are hearing. So this is where it's happening in El Candil. I'm gonna walk in here and see what is up.
Ese era el reflejo de un movimiento que con sus aciertos y errores actuaba movido por lo más profundo de la convicción humana, el anhelo de sacar a la patria de la ignominia del colonialismo. El corazón de este libro es, el amor por la patria, el amor por la verdad, el amor por la memoria. Eso es lo que Julio Fontanet Maldonado ha puesto en este libro. Y eso es lo que Juan Segarra Palmel nos regala al compartir su historia con nosotros. Léanlo, para que se adentren en la historia de un puertorriqueño que quemó sus naves, que no dejó nada atrás que le impidiera entregarse por completo a la lucha por la independencia de la patria. En sus páginas no solo encontrarán la vida de un machetero, encontrarán un pedazo de nuestra alma colectiva, un pedazo de la historia de Puerto Rico, un pedazo de la dignidad del pueblo que se niega a doblar rodillas. Gracias. Muchas gracias, de verdad. ¡Viva Puerto Rico!
So we're walking around the Plaza de la Delicias, which is the Plaza of Ponce. We're supposed to be at the bar at the Ponce Plaza. It's supposed to be closed at 10, but at 9:30 it was already shut down completely.
Thankfully, we went to the mall and we had dinner because the restaurant also closes at 6 o'clock, Melao, which is the restaurant that you can get breakfast and lunch and like a really early dinner at. It's open from 7 to 6 p.m. So if you're hoping and planning on a late dinner at Ponce Plaza, you really need to look elsewhere for dinner.
Yeah, the thing with the hotel is it's more like a motel kind of setup. So kind of a little bit disappointed, especially at the price point it's at. Because we took one of the simplest rooms and it was in the $200 price point. Yeah, and the rooms are, the room was cleaner than the other hotel we stayed here in Ponce, which is the Aloft, which we definitely don't recommend. It's a place to stay at night, at least for our standards and what we're used to. Other people might be fine with it. But yeah, it was, when we checked in, there's some customer service training that needs to be done. I don't think it'll happen. I sent a message the days before asking some questions. I never got the answers to them. So I'm not gonna blame the employee. It seems that it comes from management down, right? But yeah, but when you look at it, like we just we're gonna have a drink at the bar, and it was 9:30, and the bar said closes at 10, and the guy was cleaning. They didn't even close the door on us. It had been shut down for a bit, from what it looked like, right? So if you're planning to stay in Ponce, I'm from here. I don't know what to recommend. Like the other day we were in San Juan, and somebody said, "Hey, what can I do in Ponce?" And that's what we're trying to figure out now. Again, if you just need a night to sleep, that might be an option, a very pricey one, but yeah, when you stay in a hotel, you expect certain amenities, especially in a place where. And then the other thing is today's a Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's a Saturday night.
So I would understand if it was a Monday, if they closed the bar early, but it's a Saturday, so. Any other thoughts?
No, I just think that your expectation of staying in that hotel should be the one that it's really just a room that you're gonna take for a night or two, and there is a pool there that you can use. There's a place for you to eat. The food was actually good, and it came out fairly quickly. It wasn't something that it took a long time. I had the chicken bowl, and even though they didn't have the shredded meat, the shredded chicken, what they did was they had the a chicken cutlet, and they grilled it and they put it on in my salad, and that it was very flavorful. So I don't have a clue. Yeah,
that was good. But yeah, again, good thing is Ponce has its unique I think it's unique beauty, if you can call it. Right now we're standing in front of La Fuente de la Pasada Delicia. As a kid, I used to love coming here and just getting close to the water because usually it was pretty hot. Yeah, so then you have the Ponce Lions. If you're from Ponce, they call you a lion. It's our pretty much mascot. And in front of here, you can see, so that's the beauty of the fountain. And then when you look here, you have the city hall, La Alcaldía de Ponce. Towards the right here, a little bit of history. I believe this is one of the first pharmacies, and I'll double check and I'll put a link in case there's a correction on the blog post I usually write with these videos. I think that was Moscoso. Is one of the first pharmacies in Puerto Rico, if not the first, but I'll double check that. I didn't realize that the alcaldía has the name of Rafael Churumba Cordero Santiago. When I was a kid, Rafael Churumba Cordero Santiago was the mayor. At that time, I had friends who, his dad used to be a representative and became a friend of mine, Roberto Cruz. So I did spend time with Churumba until he passed away. I think it was 2003. Yeah, so I was, and he was one of my first clients. I used to have a dog grooming business, and his wife used to hire me so I could groom their 2 dogs. So it's kind of cool, a little bit of history there. But yeah, if you walk around, I'm sure we can find a bar somewhere else to, have a drink or not. I'm pretty surprised this is pretty empty for being a Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When we didn't have a child, we would come down to Ponce, and there were plenty of bars to go and hang around in and have a drink in. There is another bar up there at the top, maybe at that restaurant there.
Oh yeah. One of the first websites that we built for a restaurant was up there. It used to be called Archipiélago. I'm gonna show you in a second. And then here, if you keep on walking towards this way, you have the traditional King's ice cream, which is ice cream that I know they were Asians. I'm not sure if they were Chinese. There's an issue here with sometimes Puerto Ricans will call every Asian person Chinese, and they created this kind of like more water-based than milk ice cream that's very traditional of Ponce. And then here you have el Parque de Bombas, which was created as an exhibit. I forgot the year now, but it was created as an exhibit, and then it became the main one of the main fire stations, and it's very historical part of Ponce. What else? So yeah, so we're just walking around seeing here, and then
there are some shops that you can purchase souvenirs in. During the day, there's a trolley that you can take to from the plaza, and you can go around to different historical places.
Yep, and here's the year, 1883. It was right there. That's when they had it's kind of like it was an expo for merchants and from different countries. And eventually, after they built it for that, they didn't have any other purpose for it. So then they decided to make it a fire station. There's a photo I might post of when I was in the Boy Scouts. And I was standing here with the actual mayor, Churumba. So that's kind of funny. I have a photo with Churumba standing here, and I was in the Boy Scouts. Remember Giovanni?
Oh, yeah.
Giovanni's one of the tour guides we work with, and he was in the Boy Scouts with me. And I have a photo right here. When I was a kid, I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and Churumba's there because there was some stamp that was in honor of the 500 years of colonization. And I was one of the flag bearers for the Boy Scouts. So this is a very iconic photo people take here. Should have brought my other camera. See, on the other side of the Parque de Bombas, there's some historical, there's these other fountains. Before the fountains were, I think they were all this small. And then I think it was when Churumba came that he made that big fountain. He upgraded it, he put those lights and stuff like that. But yeah, Isabel, seems like there's something happening in there. Isabel buying bistro.
There's the Fox Hotel over here.
I wonder. That was noisy as hell. Yeah, and other times I would have said, let's go have a drink in there. But I don't want to come out there. I think we can go to Tablas probably.
Yeah,
right?
But for the justas, right, which are the inter-athletic
Before they used to be in
competitions.
Ponce.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, the inter-athletic competitions is basically competitions for all the colleges, and it's like track and field, right? Mostly track and field.
Sports, all types of sports,
okay.
Mostly track and field. Yeah. One of the first visits Lucy made to Ponce was to the Justas, and that's like Lucy was explaining, that's an event where all the universities compete against each other. And it's it's kind of like a university Olympics, if we can explain it that way. And it's mostly based track and field, even though there's other sports. And but most of the stuff that happens is the partying that happens in the streets. Now it's in Maya West. I think it's in Maya West for many years now. Mm-hmm. But in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was still here in Ponce. And we stayed here in Hotel Melao, which is where we were talking about where the ice cream is. And we had a balcony. And Lucy had the chance to experience the craziness of people partying till... How early was it, Lucy?
Oh, it was till 6 o'clock in the morning when people were still cleaning there were still people on the street at 6 o'clock in the morning following the trucks that were cleaning the street and basically trying to swim behind they were getting splashed with the water that was being cleaned, that was being used for cleaning.
Fun times.
Yeah.
And here is the Ponce Cathedral. This cathedral got affected by the earthquakes in 2020 and it had to be reconstructed. It was offline. My family used to be Catholic. We actually baptized Daniela in this at church because just to make some of our family members happy. And then here we have Tablas, and we go to Tablas, right?
Yeah, we can go.
We're probably just gonna see if it's still open and we can have a drink there. So we'll catch back in a few. So we stopped at Tablas and had one drink. We're pretty lightweight when it comes to drinking nowadays. And then our daughter Daniela is in the hotel room alone, and that's understandable. She's not used to being here, and it's pretty noisy. So we're headed back to the hotel.
It's not too far away from the hotel. It's like a minute walk from the hotel. So.
And a very slow minute walk.
Yeah.
Probably they get there in 30 seconds if you. But we met somebody. We were able to chat. The drinks were actually really good. The price of the drinks was actually pretty good. So I guess it was good that this place was closed so we could try something else.
Yeah, and they have their food place is open until 11 on most nights unless it's slow.
Yeah, and then on weekends it's 11. During the week it's 10, that's what she said. So here is the bar that closes early. City Lounge. The good thing is, since City Lounge closes early and doesn't let anybody know, you can go down to Tablas.
Yeah, they used to have a restaurant here called Lola, and that closed down.
Yeah, Lola was here a long time ago. Was here for a long time, not a long time ago. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty relaxed. I mean, for a Saturday. In the old days when I used to hang out in Ponce. Honestly, we probably don't know where to hang out in Ponce. That might be the biggest issue. But we don't want to hang out. We just wanted to relax. It was perfect for us. And now we're headed back to the room. And I'm going to try to see if I can connect the Wi-Fi to see some of Coachella. I think I'm just going to have to put it on the computer because the thing's not connecting. Okay. But yeah, so anyway, so I think we can end the day saying we had a pretty good day. It was a very educational day. And tomorrow we'll just see what else we can film and probably see if we can have breakfast here in Tablas. Was the menu pretty decent?
It's a big menu, but I think for you, because you're not because he eats mainly vegetables, they do have oatmeal with fruit. They have pancakes. They have, it's a big menu. It's a big menu.
It's funny now, I'm trying to get this. So it's a big menu. We'll see what we have for breakfast. Depends on what Daniela wants. So have a good evening. Hasta la próxima aventura. Good morning, it's Raúl coming from Laughing Gear, and I'm here in Ponce this morning. We stayed at the Ponce Plaza Hotel, and we didn't get much sleep. We live in a pretty noisy part of the neighborhood. We have literally one of the main highways next to us, so we're used to noise. But the level of noise coming into the room was pretty intense, and I think it was kind of a slow Saturday. It could have been worse. So we didn't get much sleep. We rested. So I rested somewhat, and then we decided to come over to Tabla. Last night we came over to have a drink, and the bartender was awesome. The drinks were on point, and the pricing was pretty reasonable compared to you're in an area that's pretty visited by tourism by everybody. So, and then we decided to come here for this morning, and we just made our order. I'm having an avocado toast. I'm vegetarian. They have a very extensive menu, which I'll show you in a second. And what are you having, Lucy?
I'm going to be having the veggie omelet. And I think one of the reasons why we did come over here to Tablas was because last night everybody was pretty nice. The wait staff was pretty nice outside. They have a cool little area outside where you can go ahead and just have something to drink. So while we were coming down the stairs, Daniela did notice that there was a long line in Melao, which is the restaurant that's in the Ponce Plaza. And there were a lot of people already sitting, but there was a whole bunch of people waiting in the line. So I'm kind of glad we came here because it's pretty empty here. There's only one other guest besides ourselves. So I think our food's gonna come out pretty quickly.
Yeah, hopefully, because we have an 11 a.m. checkout. And the thing with the 11 a.m. checkout is that since we need sleep, we normally wake up very early, but I woke up super late. I woke up at like 8 a.m. I'm up usually at 5:30. So I want to show you guys the menu. So here's the menu at Tablas, and I have Lucy as my hand model for the menu. And it's a pretty extensive menu. It seems sort of like a diner, right?
Yeah,
menu.
That's what it is.
It's a diner, but it's very, very boricua, very criollo. One interesting thing, I don't eat meat, but if I did, I would try that Philly criollo right there. But for anybody that likes, they have seafood. It's a pretty extensive spread when it comes to seafood. They have different types of coffee. They have scrambled eggs. They have natural juices. I personally like palcha. They also have oatmeal. And then Lucy can go over the menu again. And then this is the brunch menu, which they do from 7 a.m. to 1. And they have pancakes a lo jíbaro, which is, and then they have waffles. They have savory waffles and kind of like, there's a very interesting waffle in the next thing. and you guys can pause wherever you feel it. And maybe I'll ask if they have a link to the menu so I can put it up. And they have a waffle mofongo steak con la brasa. If my mom was alive, I'm sure that was the first thing she was gonna ask for. And and then they have, just your regular brunch spread, like eggs Benedict with salmon and so on and so forth. They have even some, it looks like, do they have milkshakes? It's funny, they have mimosas, but it looks like a milkshake, and it's more like, they do have milkshakes.
Yeah, it's a batida, right?
Yeah, they have milkshakes. So, and what else is that the end of the menu?
And then
that's it. For some reason, they have this adobo. I'm gonna get up and take a video because it's right there. So for some reason, they sell the adobo. I'm gonna ask them the reason why they have this adobo there. So, ¿hay alguna razón por qué ese adobo lo tienen aquí? ¿Es de la casa o?
El que utilizan, el producto que utilizan.
Ok.
El lavado de aquí de Puerto Rico se distribuye de aquí mismo, entonces tenemos también el sofrito.
¿Pero es de ustedes?
También, sí.
¿Es de, ok.
No, o sea, es de PR. O sea,
Exacto, es puertorriqueño, exacto.
Sí. Entonces el sofrito que también vendo que están para la venta.
¿Están para la venta? Qué genial, es que me estuvo bien curioso ver eso ahí. Gracias. So that's the story of the adobo. That's kind of cool because they're selling local products. It's a local restaurant. We always talk about supporting local restaurants and local places, and this is a good option because you're not going into Starbucks or whatever you have around here, thankfully this used to be a Burger King, like for years. Oh, wow, it's really cute. Gracias.
Ese es el mío.
¿El tuyo?
Sí, porque tiene...
Ese era el... Yo creía que yo pedía cero, ¿verdad?
No.
So we just got our drinks, and everything here is very detailed. Like even the little cups are so cute. I'm having parcha juice, and we just heard the explanation about the adobo. It's a local adobo and a sofrito that they sell, Puerto Rican made. Pretty small business. I've never heard of the brand, so it's kind of cool. And like I was saying earlier, I prefer to stop at places like this than to go to a random place that's over. So I was saying that this place used to be a Burger King for like decades, since I was a kid. And the place next door used to be a Church, which is a brand that's known in the south of the U.S. and Puerto Rico is very famous when it comes to fried chicken. So it's kind of cool that little by little there used to be a McDonald's here. It's no longer here. So it's cool that we have local businesses here. Mm-hmm. So this used to be they literally took over a Burger King and a Church, and now it's locally owned. So I think that's super cool. And now I'm just gonna wait for my breakfast. So Daniela made a good point. When I said Church, I mean Church's Chicken, which is a food chain that does fried chicken. So if you're not familiar with Church's Chicken and you like chicken, you might want to try the ones in Puerto Rico. One warning is that when I used to go there, maybe over 20 years ago, when I wasn't vegetarian, there's always a long wait. So if you go on the internet, you'll find a lot of memes that have to do with how long you wait at Church's. So as always, I was talking as our food came, and Daniela's ready to eat her very small portion of pancakes. And then and Mama has the omelet, and I have some avocado. So we just start eating. Like I've only had eggs in public, like what I mean is in a restaurant, like twice in over 20 years. Yeah, no, more like 15 years, because at one point I was vegan and I stopped eating eggs at all. And I had an egg in December. Very disappointing. But their vegetarian vegan options I don't think they have vegan options at all. I mean, I think you can ask for oatmeal and fruit, but the vegetarian option is a little bit more, they have more options, and this avocado toast with the egg over it is perfect. It's really delicious. What do you think about your food? That's Daniela's seal of approval when she's eating, and Lucy's eating. So
it's they put fruit on the side. There's tater tots, a big omelet, 2 big pieces of bread, and I don't think that you're gonna leave this place feeling hungry. It's a lot of food.
Yeah, I think it's
And it's
a
got flavor.
lot of food. Everything's very well plated. I rather have less food and have it like look good and taste good than have a ton of food. But this is like a lot of food that's well plated and it's amazing. So we'll share a little bit more of our experience and maybe I'll have the special today.
No.
It's like, why not?
No.
It's like our mini staycation for one night. We can have ice cream.
No.
I can't have the other thing here, which is arepita rellena, because I'm vegetarian. So, I mean, look at it. If this ice cream comes out like this, I have to try it. So we just finished breakfast, and I don't spend a lot of time in Ponce. You know, I grew up here, I was born here, but like it's hard for me to recommend places. This is one place I could recommend. What do you think?
Oh no, it's definitely like a diner style breakfast. You get a lot of food on your plate, and it's all delicious. Daniela had one pancake, and she was full off of just one. So, and there were 3 that were included in the dish.
So we're taking 2 pancakes and a little piece I took out. The pancakes were really amazing. I'm not a big fan of pancakes, but they were really good. Daniela liked them, so that's what's important. Yeah, and I think the service has been amazing. Like I was talking outside because I don't like to talk, barely, and the waiter went out to get me because my food came out. So I mean, you don't get that service anywhere usually. So the fact that it's in my hometown, they did an awesome job when it comes to food, when it comes to service. The place is kind of cool and relaxed too. The music, it just relaxes you.
Yeah, it's like a jazz, and it looks like they do also like some entertainment because there's like a little
live
corner
music.
over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, like a live music station over there. So.
Yeah, I'll show you that in the video. But yeah, I think yesterday was funny because we went to the casino and it didn't look cheerful.
No, they had some music playing, but no one was dancing. They need to fix up the
I
casino.
guess they're just
Need
there
to
for
be
the
more
people that
clean.
like to gamble and make some money off them. It like we're used to going to other casinos. Like I frequent Mohegan a lot. I haven't been there in a bit, but it kind of makes you want to stay there. Like I like to gamble, and I walked out. I just spent a few bucks and I left. It was very noisy, and it was just
It needs to be more presentable if you want a tourist to stay in there and gamble. I'm sure that there's other places that you can go and gamble because there are other casinos in the area. But that's just one where if you are staying in the hotel, if you wanted to go in and you like to play the tables or the slot machines, go.
The only place that looked like people were having fun were in the tables, but there were younger people,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird because normally you don't see a lot of younger people there. But like I like to play slots, and for Lucy to tell me to leave and for me to leave quickly, that tells a lot. Because I didn't lose any money. I actually made $3. Like at one point I lost some other money and then I got it back and I went up $3. And usually if I'm up, I don't leave. I keep on trying to make some more or just waste my money, because that's the reality with gambling. You waste money, most of the time. But yeah, I left. It was like the music was, even the people that were listening to the music looked like they were sad. And that's, something about Latino music and Puerto Rican music is even the sad music is fun. So.
Yeah,
and I'm quoting Marcelo Hernandez there, right? From SNL. But yeah, it was something that I don't think I would go back there.
Yeah, there's the Ponce Hilton. They have a casino over there, right?
Yeah. But I wouldn't recommend the Ponce Hilton either.
No.
So I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know. Yeah. But we used to go when we used to go, it was fine. That was like what, 17 years ago, 20 years ago? It was a long time ago. Daniela's 15 and she's going, that's a lot of time for a 15-year-old. But anyway, we're probably just gonna head out. We're gonna grab our we gotta pay, and then we gotta go pack up and see where else we go today.
Okay.
So I'm making a stop. There's the best pineapples that I can find here in Puerto Rico are here in Lajas, and I'm gonna stop here with my friend Alberto. He's only here during the weekend, so when I usually come during the week, I get to miss him. But I literally made this extra trip over here just to get some pineapple. So I'm gonna be showing you that in a second. So I made my stop at Alberto's, and I told you guys I was gonna make a extra stop here. I want you to hear from Alberto what is this here that he has, and what he does.
Okay, hi, my name is Albert El Piñero from over here, Lajas, Puerto Rico. I am a farmer. I produce the pineapples, the sweetest pineapples over here in Puerto Rico in the island. Okay, I got the pineapples, I got natural juices, I got tropical candy. I also got watermelons, papaya, tamarind, and we can delate our pineapple watermelon. This is only for $3. Okay, come us and visit us.
Yeah, and one thing, he's not lying when he says it's the sweetest pineapple. I come all the way from San Juan, and he's only here the weekends. So if you're here and you see him, don't miss out, because he usually sells out. But yeah, Alberto has the sweetest and most fresh fruit. He's also a farmer. He farms these, right?
Yes.
How long have you been farming them?
Oh, since 2003. I am farming I harvested the pineapples over here in Puerto Rico in Lajas.
Okay, so if you're in Lajas, please stop by Alberto, and say hi to him, and come and learn a little bit about pineapples. Every time I come here, I learn something about him, and it's just a pleasure to be here today. So
yeah, thank you. I am
where
here.
Where can they find you on the internet?
Okay, I am here only Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 5, and in the internet you can find me in the Pineapple Express, or my name Albert El Piñero Avilés.
And I'll put a link directly to where you can find them. So thank you so much, Alberto.
Yes. Okay. You're welcome. Bye.
So we're finishing our day. We made a stop at La Imperial. As you can see, Daniela is a happy camper with her pan de agua. It's a very traditional bread here. And then we have some sweets that are here. So we're ending up the video here. This was our visit to Ponce. And yeah, we came to our favorite, Panadería. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, afternoon, and hasta la próxima aventura. So we're headed back home. We left our uncle who was hanging out with us for the rest of the day. And we're headed back to San Juan. And we wanted to share some thoughts on our experience over at Ponce Plaza. I have an issue with the name. Maybe tied to me being pretty unhappy with them. But Lucy, I don't think I've had such bad sleep at a hotel, because like I mentioned earlier, we live in an area that has a lot of noise, so we're used to noise happening all the time, and pretty noisy where we live at. But this last night was at another level.
I think one thing that they probably would need to do is update the noise reduction doors that they have, especially because we had a room that was facing the street, and that street was pretty busy. At last night, it was a Saturday night. I don't know if it's like that all the time, every night that you're staying in room. We were on the second floor of the hotel, and what I noticed was that it was if it wasn't the dogs barking or the cars going by with the music or people talking outside, it just was not a peaceful rest. And I think it has to do with the fact that if they don't have the proper doors that cancel out all that noise, then you're gonna probably have a less restful night than what you would like.
So Lucy was saying how I don't even think they have noise canceling doors. I think they just have like a cheap door that they use, that they just installed, and it's kind of like these doors that have like this non-existent balcony. Because it's kind of like, it's pretty much just a window, because it's not even a balcony.
Yeah, I think if they probably took out the doors and put windows and put noise canceling windows, if that's a thing, then that probably would be better. But because the space of the balcony that they have, it's really just probably enough to fit 2 feet, and that's about it. It's not really for hanging out.
Yeah. It's more like an opening window type than anything. But to Lucy's point, we used to live next to a hotel in a very popular tourist area, and when we got our windows upgraded, the difference was
Night and day.
significant, right?
Mhm.
And this is just a regular, condominium apartment. These are like hotel rooms where they have guests who are probably not used to the amount of noise we have here in Puerto Rico, because it's a reality, right? People like to party till late, and that particular room is next to one of the ways people leave the main area of downtown, which is the plaza. So it's one of the exits, right? So it's gonna have a lot of traffic during the week. During the weekend, it should be, more traffic in that. And if they can't even invest in that, then I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't be running a hotel, because it was bad. Like, it got to the point that at certain points, I thought that people were talking inside of the room. And we were on the second floor, which technically was the third, because the first floor is parking. The first floor was, kind of like second, third. And it still felt like these people were like inside of the room. I don't know if you felt that at one point, but the people talking felt like they were in the room. And it wasn't coming from the hallway, even though that door also let a lot of noise in. But yeah, they need to do something with that. And if not, if you're staying there, then you just have to deal with it.
Yeah, I think that hotel is really more for if you're coming for an event, you want to stay somewhere that is for the night and not go home like we did. We had an event to go to. We stayed at the hotel because we didn't really want to drive back after a certain time. We wanted to hang out with Raúl's uncle, and that's what we did. And we actually had a nice time during the event. We had a nice time with Raúl's uncle, and then today, once we got up, we had breakfast at Tablas down the street from the hotel, which is really a couple steps away, and you get there in less than 30 seconds. And we picked up Raúl's uncle, and we went to get pineapples, and then we stopped off at Wakey Monkey, Raúl's family's restaurant. And
we did a full video on Wakey Monkey, so we'll put it here.
Where? Put it here?
Here or there? We'll put it somewhere around here. But yeah, we got some pineapples. You guys got to hear Alberto, and he's a farmer that I think the most delicious pineapples that I buy are from him. The only thing is he's about 2.5 hours from our house, so we don't get to see him much. But yeah, we got to go around, spend time with family. So that was the good part, right? We got to go to that book event I'm going to post a full video. And that might be going on my other channel because it's more related to more personal stuff. But I'll also put a link here when we upload that video, because it has to do with Puerto Rico's history more than travel, right? But I think I had a good time. We got to try a new place called Tablas, which is probably the only place I can recommend right now in Ponce to go eat. I mean, I'm not saying there might be other good places to eat, but the only place I feel comfortable sending my clients or my friends, Tablas would be a place.
Right. I think the food quality was good. It was a lot of food. The drinks were good. We didn't pay a lot either. 3 of us had pretty big portions of food for less than $70.
Yeah, and we had like fresh natural juices that usually they're pretty pricey here. So yeah, we had, and then we went to our favorite Panaderia to get some sweets and some of our favorite Puerto Rican criollo bread, and that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So overall, we wouldn't recommend staying at the plaza if you like a place that's quiet. If having amenities in a hotel room is important to you, this is not the place. This is a place that if you just want, like, we didn't want to drive yesterday. We wanted to sleep, and we wanted to spend more time with my family, so we did it. But if right now, I would have rather driven up and came down, because I think I would have been more rested at home than at the hotel.
Right.
And that's a lot to say, because I don't like driving. So we'll keep on trying to figure out what hotel in the southern part of the island is good. We're yet to find one that meets our standards. And again, it's different. Other people might have different standards. It might be fine for somebody that just had a ton of drinks and decided to walk around the middle of Ponce and they just wanted to go to sleep. But for us as a family, that, we enjoy being able to just, sleep well and not have I mean, again, we're used to noise, not have excessive noise where it was a little bit too much.
Exactly.
So having said that, I think we can end the video with this, and thank you for watching, and if you can subscribe, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. Thank you for staying all this time. Hasta la próxima aventura.
Ciao.
I'm gonna say bye.